All right, today in the Drink and See hot seat, we have Mr. David Gonzalez of Foothills Pub. Are you the head brewer at Foothills Pub? The pub brewer? Like, what's your title?
My official title is pub brewer, but I'm pretty much the head brewer.
You're the only brewer.
I'm the only brewer, yeah. For now.
That says, that makes a...
The goal is to add more people, and I'll oversee them.
I can feel you there, man. So this week you bumped me off of the BA. The Toast 2 page. So we have the Toast 2 brewers for the last 2 weeks doing an interview. That's kind of cool.
That is pretty wild.
But yeah. So anyway, okay, we'll start. We're just gonna start like we always do with these. Young David Gonzalez. Where were you born?
I'm originally from Long Island, New York. I was born in Queens. Grew up in Suffolk County on Long Island, Northport, and moved away from there. I guess when I was about 25 or so. So
you lived there pretty much. Did you go to school up there?
I did, yeah. High school, college. I went to State University of New York at Stony Brook, which is about 20 minutes, or actually about 20 miles east of where I grew up.
So that's like SUNY, right? That's
yeah,
what
it's
they call
SUNY,
SUNY,
right?
right?
Definitely.
Very cool.
Yep.
So siblings?
Yep, younger sister. She's 4.5 years younger than me. She lives in Manhattan.
Yep. So you went from New York to where?
Maine, actually. I moved to Maine for about a year, worked for a couple of breweries up there, and came down here in August of '99. Well, July '99.
Very cool. What about a nickname as a kid? Did you have a nickname when you were a kid?
A lot of people called me Gonzo as a kid because of Gonzalez. Yeah. And then later in life was DG. When I first started.
So everybody calls you DG now. I heard Matt calling you that a while ago.
Yeah, pretty much, because when I started at Rock Bottom, we had 3 Daves in the brewery.
Yep.
So we just went by initials. And
that's how I ended up being Uncle Mike, because I grew up in the born in the '60s, grew up in the '80s, and if your name was Mike, you had to be called something else. Back then I was Rollo, and then ever since I've known these guys, probably for 15 years or so, I've been Uncle Mike to everybody.
Yeah, they mentioned that to me when in Hickory. James said something about Uncle Mike. I'm like, who's Uncle Mike?
Yeah,
Ronson. I was like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Exactly. They call me Uncle Mike because I'm older than everybody. I'm
I'm
like 2 months older than Lester, and I think 2 years older than Kane. So at one point, I was the oldest one in the company. I think Christoffel actually is a little bit older than me.
Oh, is he?
So, yeah. And I'm not going to call him Uncle Scott. I don't know what happened there,
Uncle Scotty.
So how about sports? Did you play sports as a kid?
I did. I grew up playing soccer. I played for 12 years, kindergarten through high school. I refereed for 10 years. I was senior.
Oh, wow.
I was senior referee in the league I was involved. I taught all the younger referees.
So were you good at soccer as a kid?
Pretty good. I played left wing, goal scorer. I'm a very fast sprinter. My long runs are not that good. I have asthma, so I can't really run marathons or whatever, but I'm a good sprinter. So I did that. I coached for a couple of years. And that was pretty much it. I played a little bit of lacrosse. I think one season of baseball as a young kid. And absolutely hated it.
Oh, really?
I remember getting beamed. I remember sitting I was at the plate, and the pitcher was 2 years older than me. Throws a pitch, I get beamed, and I was like, "That's it, I'm done."
Yeah, those balls are hard, man. I've played quite a bit of Little League baseball, and it was a very hard ball, especially when you're that young.
Yeah, and then
it'll leave a welt for sure.
Yeah, and then in middle school, or junior high for me, I did track because, like I said, I was a sprinter.
Right. So when did the asthma kick in? When you were a kid? I mean,
yeah. Oh, definitely. I remember. Since I was born.
You carried a little inhaler around.
Well, it's in the brewery right now, but yeah.
Well, don't have a fit.
But yeah. Oh yeah.
Very cool. So what about music? When you were younger and all the way up to now, did you play music at all?
I did not. I am not musically inclined. We tried to form a band when we were in junior high, and they gave me keyboards, and that was just not good. So yeah, I'm not good at playing music. I love music. Love listening to it. Love going to live shows. My oldest plays guitar.
Awesome.
Absolutely love it. Growing up, my parents listened to oldies, so I listened to a lot of oldies growing up. And then when I got to the age where I started liking music, it was a lot of top 40 and then metal. I went right into metal.
Right, but was it top 40 metal, like Van Halen stuff before? Or
yeah, I mean, it was just I guess late.
Like how old are you?
I'm 39. I'll be 40.
Okay, so you're 6 years behind me then.
Yeah.
So
I grew up 72.
So you've missed the hair bands by just a little bit then.
No. Well, I was a huge Rat fan when they were popular. Saw them a couple
Quiet
times.
Riot?
Yep, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then I got into harder metal, hardcore, punk. I still love punk.
Yeah, I'm a big punk fan. So I mean, that's kind of what I was into growing up, and even still now, anything from the true punk to the post punk to the Nirvana to the whole grunge thing to the Meat Puppets to the all the way across the board. So well, that's cool, man. So you seen a lot of shows down in Ziggy's and stuff?
I went to one. We went to go see Two Skinny Jays a couple weeks ago.
Oh, my buddy's opened for them. Sound of Urchin opened for them.
Shit.
Yeah. They're gonna be really mad at me that I didn't go. Yeah, they're gonna be super pissed.
They had this chick guitarist, this young girl.
Those girls,
who was awesome.
Those kids are all out of that School of Rock thing going on in New York. Tomato 11, the guy that was singing the blonde guy, he used to be the drummer. So he
played drums too.
Right, so he drummed for them. It was him on drums, and then Bill Fowler, the older guy on guitar, was an amazing guitar player.
Yes, he was.
And then a couple other guys. They're all out of the Tomato's out of New York. Bill Fowler lives in like Lambertville, New Jersey, New Hope area.
Oh, okay.
That whole area, like
cool.
right along.
Sure,
So. Yeah, but that's I've known those guys for a long time. I meant to come out, and they're going to be really pissed.
It was
next
cool.
Time I see them,
we sponsor Ziggy's, so we got tickets and everything. And
Jay's done a good job with that place. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, my wife is a huge Two Skinny Jays fan, and she just basically gave me the FU that I was going, and she was stuck at home. But it was awesome.
Too funny.
Yeah.
Well, let's move into the alcohol realm of the discussions.
Cheers.
So young Davey Gonzalez decides to drink for the first time. At what age was that?
I guess I remember the first beer. Well, I remember seeing beers in my parents' fridge. My dad drinking like little Stroh's stub-nosed bottles. Like
right. I remember this.
Or Schlitz, or wherever it was, growing up in New York. But I think the first beer I remember having was actually a Moosey, non-alcoholic. I was at a friend's house, and I must have been in elementary school or something. He cracks it open. Though, when I was like in 4th or 5th grade, I decided to take alcohol to school with me, like a bottle of scotch.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And,
didn't go well?
No, it did not go well at all. But I guess into beer, I guess it was that. And then I really didn't drink much in high school, occasional, not much.
Right.
Whatever I get my hands on or whatever. But I didn't drink really craft beer until after I was 21 or so.
But what's your first memory of like craft beer? Like what's the first one you remember having in your mouth?
I remember actually the roommate who I'm staying with here in Winston. We grew up together, cousins, same age. He was living in Albany, New York. I went to go visit him, and our families are very close. And as my mom says, "Oh, you're gonna go stay with Dan? You gotta go food shopping." So she takes me food shopping with him. I'm like 20 years old. I'm not even 21. And I said, "We gotta get beer." I'm like, "Okay, Mom's buying beer, sure." So I was like, "A 12-pack of Heineken." So I got Heineken, and I get to his apartment in Albany, and I put everything down. I put the 12-pack down. He goes, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "It's beer." He goes, "No, that's not beer."
That's not beer.
So we went to this distributor there, and actually I was 21, but he wasn't yet. He was 20. So we picked out all these beers. They had, I don't know, hundreds of beers on their walls. We just picked out a bunch of different ones, and he went out to the car, and I paid for them, and that was probably the first time. I don't remember what it was. I remember one in the 6-pack was the Ed's Cave Creek chili beer, and you took one sip of that, and you were done.
Yeah, I don't remember
one was.
That one.
It was Ed's Cave Creek chili beer. It was just a beer, and it had a chili pepper in the bottle.
What brew is that? Ed's Brewery? I mean, what was the name of the brewery?
I don't know, somewhere out, I think Arizona or something.
Oh wow!
But you took one sip and it was just pure pepper, hot.
Yeah.
I remember another one was it Saint Nick's from Young's, their barley wine.
Oh right.
We tried that. Yeah, it was. We tried that night. And a couple other ones I don't really remember.
I like that double chocolate Young's does. That's that's definitely a tasty beer.
And then go on.
So go ahead. So North Carolina. What was the first North Carolina craft beer you had?
I was visiting here before I moved because him and his now ex-wife were living here. I have cousins in Raleigh. So I'd come down and visited a few times, went to a couple different breweries. I can't remember the exact beer. It was probably the first one. I remember I'd come down for a couple of the old Durham beer festivals that, what's his name, Tyrone had done years and years ago.
Right.
So who knows?
So when did you come to North Carolina?
August 99. Yeah.
Cool. So it wasn't Natty's.
Nope. Well, yeah, I came and I was living in Maine. I knew the old head brewer at Carolina Beer, and he calls me up one day and says, "Hey man, we have a job opening, not saying the job's yours, why don't you fly down for an interview?" So I came down, got interviewed, no definitive answer, and the girl I was living with up in Maine both of us had made the decision to move to North Carolina.
Right.
So it was just a matter of where and when we were going to move. And I was in Charlotte, and because I went to the brewery in Mooresville, and I walked in the rock bottom, and they hired me.
Yeah, so in 99, I mean, there wasn't that many breweries at all in 99. I mean,
no, they weren't.
I think Red Oak was in Greensboro at the time. They still had restaurants, I believe, in 99.
Red Oak, they had the pub, yeah.
Right, it was still Spring Garden at that point.
It was Spring Garden.
Right. I wonder if Lager House was open at that point.
They were not, because I remember looking for them.
Right.
Before I came down, probably in like 98 or something, I'd come down to visit, and I had this book of North Carolina beers. That's my wife. I'll call her back later. And I was looking for them. I just all these local beers before beer mapping or whatever came out. And I remember driving up and down whatever road it was supposed to be on, and it wasn't there.
Yeah, that was pre-explosion. That was actually Vandalia. They were on Vandalia.
Yeah, Vandalia. I remember driving up and down there, and I was pissed. It was hot as crap outside.
I never drank there as a kid. I mean, I grew up in Greensboro, and I remember it very well. But I was drinking Lowenbrow or something probably. Those little ponies or something like that. Yeah. Well, I guess right now we should probably go to the 1 minute soapbox, man. Are you ready for the 1 minute soapbox?
Sure.
You've got 60 seconds to spout off about anything you want. You can. It's all you. You can complain about stuff. You can praise stuff. You can talk about the Alstrom brothers needing to go on Nutrisystems. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, I will not follow my colleague at Liberty there.
I had to put that in there for Todd. Todd is infatuated with the girth of the Alstrom brothers. For some reason. Here you go. You go right now.
I don't know. I think North Carolina is awesome in many ways. I think the beer industry here, the craft beer industry in general is amazing. The growth is amazing. The beers that come out, I am a huge fan of your beers and everyone else's. What I think is going to happen in the industry, I think we're going to level off. I think we're going to go through the curve, which we do every 15 years. I saw Charlie Papazian talk a couple of years ago at an event in Nashville. He said, "We're just going to grow." And I'm sitting there going, "No, we're not. We're going to get to the point where it's going to level off. Craft beer is still going to go up, I think. But the level of breweries is going to level off and then drop. All these nanos or people that just are getting in it for the money are just going to die away."
Yeah, it has to happen.
It has to happen. Yeah. It's a bubble. It's going to burst.
Right. I mean, the market's getting saturated.
Yeah, there's only
and right now it's still the point where everybody's selling every drop of beer they're making. So at some point, at some point we're going to reach that threshold where everybody's making so much product.
There's only so much tap space, only so much shelf space.
There's only that many stomachs out there. So I mean, unless we start shipping out of state, everybody, and you guys are one of the few that go out of state. And you guys are what? Virginia, South Carolina, Tennessee?
Tennessee, yeah. And we're not even fully in Virginia and Tennessee.
Right. So, it's just like Charlottesville, Roanoke or something.
Yeah, it's the western area of Virginia. You have to ask Scott. I don't even know our territories. I'm in production.
Right, yeah.
You're in production. Don't worry about marketing or sales. Okay.
All right, well, we got one more segment
that
we like to call. Well, last week I called it something different, but this I've decided to be a little less sexist this week. So the name of the segment is One Babe, One Beer, One Band. The scenario is the whole desert island. You're stuck forever.
Wow.
You cannot pick your significant other.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Or your own beer, or your own band, which you didn't have one.
No.
So,
wow.
Yeah, it's a tough one, huh?
That is a tough one.
Todd had no problem with it. He took Orval.
I'm sure he does.
He took Orval for the whole time. I'm like, how the hell are you going to drink Orval?
No, I would need a sessionable beer.
Exactly, that's what I said.
I don't have favorite brands. I have favorite styles.
Well, you just got to pick one.
So, well, shit.
It's the only thing you got. You got it forever, man. You're never going to taste it.
And I'm not saying this because you're sitting next to me, but your brown ale. I would go with your brown.
Really?
I love browns.
I don't know. I couldn't do it, man. I'd have to have something a little crispier. I'd maybe go golden.
Yeah.
Or pills. I don't know if I could do a brown. At least would be good warm, because I told Todd, there's no refrigeration, so
a brown would be good.
You can throw it in the water, so I guess it would stay like 65
cool.
degrees, maybe.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of American browns.
All right, so One Babe.
Damn, I don't know. I honestly, I have no idea.
Anybody but your wife.
Yeah, I know that. I'm trying to think of a nice celebrity that's hot as shit. It's too many.
Maybe. I told Todd, you can take your mom. It doesn't have to.
Hell no. What are you talking about?
Said.
I'm not a southerner. No.
Right. Oh, man, snap.
I don't know. I mean, there's a bunch of different celebrities that are hot as shit that are pretty cool. I've kind of always had a little thing for Jennifer Connelly. We have the same birthday.
There it is.
So I guess that's who that would be. And one band.
You got one band. You got their whole catalog.
Bad Religion.
Bad Religion.
Hell yeah.
And that's where we end the interview with Mr. David Gonzalez.
Awesome.
Foothills Pub over here on 4th Street in Winston with Bad Religion. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being here.
No problem.
And we'll talk to you later.
Yeah.